I want to show you another alteration I did here. As I'd said in other videos, the heating furnace was missing from this travel trailer, and I got one from a different kind. The original furnace, I hope this is about right, the intake and exhaust for it were here and here. The one I got to replace it is a Suburban brand, and it's up and down. Now, if it would have been a simple matter of turning this way and putting it in, I would have done it. But you see, it didn't line up. So what I had to do was, and this may be a little tedious, but I had to calculate where the tubes on the back of the furnace that these fit over, where they were, and I had to make cutouts and use the hole saw to bore through to be able to get this in. You can see it's a pretty good fit. I still have to push the furnace back and get these tubes over the tubes on the back of the furnace, and then we're good to go. But now these were two big holes here, obviously, and what I used, I don't know what it came from, but this is the piece of metal. They had this fastened like this at the top of the trailer, and had straps in it to hold the stovepipe. Like I said, they had a wood burning stove in here, and whatever this metal was, since I eliminated that stuff, I just cut a piece, starts about here and ends about here, and about 4 inches wide. I cut that and then made a cutout in it for my top pipe here. And then you had to be creative. Not an easy way to get that behind this metal. But what I did, because this cutout here overlapped, that made a wide enough hole. I took that strip of metal this way and stuck it up behind through here until I got it all the way past this, and then I tipped it down and brought it down behind my siding metal, and it's just kind of hanging there now. It's tight enough to hold, but I'll be putting screws in it. Before I get too much farther here, I'm going to put caulking in behind here and here, and then I'll put the roof metal self-tapping screws with a little washer and rubber washer. I'll use those here to hold this all together and tight, and at least in places it'll go through. There's a wide piece of 1.5 inch thick wood behind there, and so in places that'll go through, and that'll give it the screw something to bite into, and then that'll pull this down against that, and it'll squeeze my caulking out some here, and that's just fine, because I want this completely sealed with caulking from behind here. So when I get that done, then it'll be squeezed out, and I'll just smooth it out with my fingers. And then when I'm all done, you'll be able to tell still that there was something here. but it won't look too bad. And as you can see, as I did in other things, I've already wire brushed this and primered it and painted it along with that piece of metal that I put in there. And so just wanted to show you that. And maybe another thing about that is just not being afraid to make whatever alterations you need to make, because things just don't always work out perfect, and you have to roll with the punches. But I just wanted to make this short video to show you I'm doing that. I'm getting ready to go in and push my furnace back and go ahead and get this ready to put on. But before I do, I'm going to use the same black paint I used on that fender skirt thing. I'm going to use that on this, or if I've got some black high heat paint, I'll use that, because one or the other of these, I don't remember which one or the other of these, air goes in one and comes out the other. It goes through the flame chamber, the burner chamber, where the heat is generated, and then the exhaust gas from that comes back out the other one. And whichever one this comes out of can get pretty warm. And so I want paint on it that can maybe take at least a little bit of heat. And I wouldn't really even need to paint it. You can see there's some of the paint has come off places, and at least I can make it look better for a while at least. Alright, so that's enough of that.